Good morning, Surbhi Priya. Very good morning. Sachin, very good morning. Where are the others? So, one announcement for all of you first Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 3 days, okay? A week. I told you this, I'll not be able to take the sessions daily, but on your many requests, okay, I will be taking the sessions on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So for the next few months, guys, we are going to do this MWF Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. So remember the schedule 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Okay. And tell everybody in the group also. Probably I'll write this. Okay. So we'll start. Now, do you know these characters? Today's article again that I have picked up is from Indian Express. This is again from Indian Express. Again, small article but very important to understand. I want to know actually the exact tone from all of you. Okay, who are these characters? I know the picture is not that very clear, but yeah, you would know who is the character here. Winnie the Pooh, Surbhi Priya, and this is the favorite, you can say the best friend of Winnie the Pooh, right? Which is Piglet. Yeah, we have all, heard about the character. We have read the comic, watched the movies, right? So it's Winnie the Pooh, exactly, Winnie the Pooh, and there is Piglet, Winnie's best friend. Okay, so Rosie, good morning, good morning. So, this article is about the remake of this movie. So recently, I think yesterday only, they launched the trailer of this movie. Okay, the remake of this movie, the trailer. But it is very different. So what writer has to say about that trailer? After this class, you watch the trailer also. You will also have an opinion. But you will also have an opinion. But yeah, what does the writer wants to say about it? That is what we are going to read. So start reading. This is from Indian Express, the first para. All of you start reading. Yeah. So, in university hostel rooms across the world, young men and women have had conversations that are basically a form of fan fiction, right? What could would be the iconic famous five? You know, this was a novel, Famous Five. Enid Blyton, if you have heard the person's name. So basically, it is very iconic. Iconic means um, you can say considered to represent popular opinions of a particular era or time. So this was very famous. Famous Five was a novel series, Enid Blyton's novel series. Okay, so it was considered, it was very popular. It was considered to depict how people are or teenagers were at that time, at that era, at that time. So there was an adventurous team of children, the Famous Five they were called. Okay, when they grow up, how will they be like? Okay, so there have been conversations, people talk about these classic novels. Okay, George, for example, will be transgender, maybe Julian will be gay when he grows up. So they make these kind of assumptions. Now then, there are the Lord of the Rings fans. So you have, there are so many movies and stories and books particularly, which have a fan following, right? So Lord of the Rings fans, what will they say? They imagine the story from the opinion of the orcs. Orcs is the imaginary race of human like creatures which are shown in Lord of the Rings, right? So right? So sometimes the writer says there is no such thing. We all imagine a lot, right? We all imagine there is such a thing as now sometimes, but it happens that there is such a thing as taking far fandom too far, meaning, when you imagine too much, he's trying to say, you all imagine, okay, what will be this character like, okay, or how will it look like when it grow, or what will be his role when he grow. Okay, anything you can take, right? For example, Tom and Jerry also had a remake, right? So Winnie the Pooh also, now it has a remake, which is a horror movie. Winnie the Pooh horror movie, you see the trailer also after the class, you will know. But the writer is trying to say here that we imagine a lot of things, from this novel, from famous five novel, how the characters will be when they grow up. Then we imagine about Lord of the Rings character. Then, but sometimes the writer is saying in the last line, our imagination or the way we are fans, okay, but sometimes there is such a thing as we take fandom too far, okay, we imagine too much. Are you getting this context, everybody? Tell me yes or no, right? Yeah. So remember, iconic means popular novel that was there, famous five of Enid Blyton. There was a team of children who were very adventurous. Okay. Chalo, next para, read this. See, this is not very easy to understand, this para. Okay. That is why I have picked it up also. But yeah, I'll try to explain you the best. But you first try to, after reading, understand what do you understand just by reading without my help. Okay. What does this next para say? Now, the recently released trailer of this movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the name of the movie is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, has been accused. People have blamed, okay? And there is good reason. Writer is saying good, they have accused it, blamed it. Because this movie has exploited a situation. It has taken an advantage of a situation. Okay, it is a classic character. If you say Winnie the Pooh's classic character, okay, and this kind of movie turning it into horror, actually there is controversy on it. Okay, it talks about destroying childhood. When you turn such a character into horror movie, okay, it has been blamed for turning it into a horror movie. The film appears to be a typical cabin in the woods low budget horror movie. Okay, the trailer, the film doesn't look good. It is like a low budget horror movie. Okay, where people are, what kind of guys, slasher, you understand? A horror film where they are talking about, or where they are showing series of violent murders. There is one person going with a knife in the hand and attacking everybody. Okay, or a razor. Okay, so murders happening, assaults happening by a knife or a razor, that kind of they have shown. Okay, the full scene. Christopher, who had outgrown and discarded his toys. So there is the character Christopher who has outgrown his toys because he has grown big. He doesn't play with his toys anymore. He has outgrown those toys, discarded those toys means obviously thrown his toys. He returns to his childhood home with some good looking friends, only to find that Pooh and Piglet have turned into murderous men. Okay, how can you even imagine Pooh and Piglet as murderous men, right? And they are very poor costumes given. Okay. So they say that this is a fresh take. The writer is trying to say this is an original approach, a fresh take on something, like an original approach to the character, the classic characters, childhood classic. Guys, we original, you can say, approach. Guys, we are so attached to classic characters, whether you talk about Winnie the Pooh, or even for that matter Tom and Jerry. Yeah, so you would not like a lot of total transformation of these characters. You are attached to these. What they have done is, the writer is trying to say, I have taken a fresh approach, I have made turned it into horror. But even, can you imagine these characters? They look so cute, and the writer has turned, or the movie maker has turned them into, actually, you can say, murderers. Okay. huh. They are taking the innocence, exactly, Surbi Priya, innocence of the characters. Can you even consider Pooh in your mind also? Can you even imagine Pooh or Piglet being murderers? Does it make sense? No, right? So the writer is actually saying that it's a poorly designed character what they have come with in the movie. But it looks like the director wants to, or the filmmaker wants to show that his own original approach towards the movie. Okay, right. Now read the next para. Okay, the minds behind this movie, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, are not alone. They actually lack originality. Remaking the story, reimagining the classics. When do we say classic movies or classic, you can say, novels? When are they considered classic? First understand that, guys. Classic meaning. Classic meaning is typical, very high quality, something which is popular. Any famous book, any famous play, any famous character that for generations you will remember is classic. For example, Winnie the Pooh is a classic character. Okay, famous. It will be famous for generation. It has become so popular of its time. Yeah, right. So right now what movie people are doing is they are reimagining classics, and that has become mainstream cinema of the world. In the world this is happening, it has become a major feature. What is mainstream cinema? When we talk about movies which are high budget movies, which are made to do profit, which are actually created only for profit motive. Okay, because it cost a lot to make these movies. Now, Winnie the Pooh is not a character that lends itself to horror easily. When we talk about Winnie the Pooh, we can't imagine Winnie the Pooh in a horror movie as a horror character. It is not easy to imagine that. Okay. So, why sit down and come up with a story unnecessarily? Writer is saying, why come up with a story when it is very possible that if you just make a few changes and show the original, you can say, characters also, you will get publicity, you will get success. Okay. So the writer says, perhaps it looks like that already the good stories are being told. Okay, you don't have to work and come up with anything and everything without thinking something odd you are coming up. So perhaps means maybe. Maybe the writer feels maybe every story which was worth telling has been already told. Now you need to think harder. Storytellers need to do their homework. They need to think more, imagine harder. They can't produce anything, okay? They can't produce nonsense, right? Are you getting it, guys? Everybody? Now, what is the tone you understand? This much is the article, but the way it is written, I would say language is moderate, so it is not very easy to understand. What is the tone you will say? क्या बोलोगे टोन? टोन तो बताओ. सिबा, गुड मॉर्निंग. हाँ बिल्कुल. नेगेटिव है ना. Writer is totally criticizing, criticism. After watching the trailer, writer is criticizing how the movie is made. Winnie the Pooh is turned into horror character which you can't believe also. Totally negative regarding the movie. Okay, criticism. It is actually nonsense. When you watch the trailer, I watched the trailer in the morning. Uh, it was actually, I don't know, we could not relate to it. Huh. Okay. Grammar lesson. Now, there is one usage, if you have noticed, guys, have had. Okay. What does this mean? This is important. Have had, we use in which tense? Criticizing, very good. Everybody has got the tone correct. I can see that. That's perfect. Everybody has got the tone very correct. Acha, guys, have had. Okay. Present perfect tense. When do we use this present perfect tense? For example, we had have is also both are, one is helping verb, one is main verb, then we use have had in present perfect. Okay, so if I write we have had some problems, we have had some problems with our computer systems recently, with our computer systems recently. When do you use it? Basically we are trying to say that since the past and also right now in present, recent present, we were facing problems with our computer systems. Okay, she has had 3 children in the past 5 years. Okay, so I'm not feeling well, I have had headache all the day. Yeah, so from the beginning of the day and now also I feel there's headache that I am experiencing. So then we use this have had, present perfect tense. In the present perfect tense we use this have had. Okay, yeah. Now vocab, I don't think words were very tough, but you should know major parts. For example, there are phrases which you should know. First I will mention the phrases. Fandom, you know, right? Like how we say kingdom. Fandom is also a noun word, which means the state of, or the quality of, or the state of being a fan of something or someone. State of being a fan. Following someone like a fan. Being a fan of someone or something. Okay, right? Now, phrases are very important because that is what I feel are new also. First one, cash in on. This is a very important one. First one, when you exploit a situation, when you take full advantage of a situation, you cash in on something. When you take full advantage of a situation, cash in on. Then second one, we have which one, fresh take on something. When they write fresh take on means when you do something and try to show originality. Fresh take on anything is you want to bring originality to it, you do it in a way which is not earlier done, to bring originality. Ride the coattails of, when you get success, okay, based on something dependent on something, somebody else's work. Ride the coattails. So this is also a phrase or idiom you can say. See here, it is written, ride the coattails of a classic. Have success based on somebody else, dependent on someone else's story. Okay, so when movies are made on novels, they are trying to ride the coattails. Movie makers are, हाँ, ठीक है, ट्राइंग टू राइट द कोट टेल्स. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब जो 2 सजेस्टेड एडिटोरियल्स हैं गाइस, आप लोग, मैं अपने ग्रुप में एनीवेज आई विल राइट इन माय ग्रुप, बट यू शुड रिमेंबर दिस दैट आई विल बी टेकिंग your classes on Monday, Wednesday and Friday after your request, so try and be present. Okay, so there is one data which is important in every newspaper today. There is something written about it. about the growth, by the way, the NSO projection, so slow improvement regarding the economy, which is very important. And same thing I want you to read from Financial Express. Why I did not take it? Because it is full data, but banking students must read this. And the cloud darkens, these are the two. Take your time and read these two articles: the cloud darkens and slow improvement. Okay, one from Financial Express, one from the Hindu. Okay, so these two, are you getting it, guys? And in the comments, do mention what are the meanings of these particular phrases which we have learned today. Like and share. Also, on Olibo, today's last day of discount, so if you want to buy, use code Harshita, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, don't forget. Hope this is clear. Small article, but now the way I've explained, hope it is clear. You know in depth also, you understand what the writer is trying to say, right? Chalo, then I'll see you next, okay, for editorial on Monday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be your editorial.